But the thing is that it took 4.5 billion years to create all of this. And only the last 100,000 did we start to get a brain, consciousness, human beings. The thing to realize is that if you were to scale this, like the way I explain it, if you were to take 450-page book, let's say, which is, about that thick, and you were to stack 100 of them, right, that to represent 4.5 billion years, human beings have been on Earth, it would be the last page of the book. That's how long it is, because we think it's actually 100 million. 4.5 billion to 100 million is like the last page on the book. So you think about how long it took all of this to be made. The last blink of an eye, that was since we were cavemen. Human civilization, say maybe 50,000 to 100,000 years ago, is the last word on the page. This epoch we're living now is maybe not even there at all. If maybe it's the period in the last sentence or something. That's the last 5,000 years of recorded human history is the period on the last page. What I'm saying is that this thing that we so take for granted, this amazing how fast everything is going, how the absolute divine precision of the universe took a long time, and we're an incredibly evolved being that is built from this cosmic genius. This is what the rishis are talking about with all of these Vedic sciences. This is what the planets are. This is what the sun, Surya, is the being that has been sitting there that long. And Chandra is the moon that creates what it creates. These are divine power. Mercury, Buddha, has been there the whole time. What astrology are the divine forces of this that created this amazing thing. We don't know how any of this got here. And so these divine energies that have created this miraculous existence is really what the rishis, what astrology is about. It's about learning these divine energies, and that's what's created you. It's what you are. You're a product of that. And we incarnate here. The reason that this has been created, we have a karmic relationship with all of these things, which means our soul, which is not necessarily part of this form, or it's descended through the sanction of these energies into this world so that we can evolve toward who we are. And we have a relationship with each of these divine beings, each one of the planets. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? And we have to understand it from this place, from what it really is. It starts with this understanding of how old the universe is, and how long it's taken, and how refined our organism is. This is why, your body is just, it has the wisdom of the entire universe. It's incredible. If we just ponder, you all study Ayurveda and health, so your body is just, no one understands how it works. It's incredible. All these, you just, you eat food, and then the wisdom of the body just does what it's supposed to do. If you just don't screw it up, which we can even screw it up terribly, and it still does, it maintains there's such redundancy. There's such a redundancy of genius in our every cell is connected to everyone, yet works separately, yet knows what's happening. Even if we do really stupid things, people like drinking and smoking and every terrible things, the body still adapts and keeps us alive. It's amazing. Just like what we do to the earth. Think about these cycles and circles of genius that's built into creation. We can do all this stuff to the earth, and the earth still adapts and still gives. We can do these things to our body, and our body still adapts. It's so resistant because this power is built in on a primordial cellular level. It took 2 billion years before we even made a cell. That's how intelligent it is. And the sun was there waiting, and the moon was going around, and all these things are happening for half of the life of the solar system before anything was even made. So and then another billion years before that turned into even a multi-cell creature. And your body has this wisdom, is built from this wisdom up. So then it became more sophisticated. Then you started seeing marine life, and then plant life, and then mammals, and then finally consciousness started to develop. Consciousness is the last thing that developed. Does that make sense? This is what astrology, this is where it begins. See, the reason I'm explaining it like this is because you're connected to these things, and these are living forces in you. The sun is just like the sun in the sky. It's not different. The sun in you, the solar energy in you, is that power of consistency, or that consistent power that illuminates and that sees the goal and stays steady and powerful toward the goal. It's just like the sun in the sky. The moon is just like the moon in the sky. It's in you. It's the part of you that is receptive, that is flexible, that's moving, that's sensitive, that's receptive, and just like the moon in the sky. These are overall terms. I'm going to go through these things much more specific. These are large concepts right now. Mercury's fast-moving. He's the intellect. He's organizing things. He's adjusting. He's communicating. Just like Mercury is the closest planet to the sun, and the Mercury goes around the sun really fast and disperses that energy everywhere. It goes backward half the time. But just like Mercury in the sky. Venus, the same thing, beautiful. You see Venus in the sky. It's that beauty. It's that love. These are all divine energies, and they were given. This is why they're deities in Vedic astrology. They are deities. Whatever a deity is, it's a divine force. And these are the divine forces in you, these divine energies. What happens is we come here because we're trying to know who we truly are. We're trying to become enlightened. We're trying to connect to our infinite nature rather than be tangled up in our small nature. We're trying to connect with that universal being from which we come, this universe that created us. But instead we feel separate. We feel this sense of separateness. And this separateness is why we suffer. And you can understand this separateness through each of the planets. The separateness of the sun is a lack of confidence that doesn't allow us to act upon our inspirations. The suffering of the moon is the inability to handle our day-to-day changes and our feelings and receive what comes our way without fear. The divine nature of Mars is the courage to face things and not get knocked off course. And see, what happens is when we're not able to express each of these energies in their fullness, this is our suffering. So when we suffer with Mars, like we were talking about Mars earlier, the suffering of Mars, or when Mars is powerful, we're very disciplined. And we're able to put into practice those things that we know are right. When we're undisciplined, we become angry and we blame others. Mars gives strength, and that's the strength to do what we know is right, not just think about it, or talk about it, or argue about it. So when Mars is powerful, we actually do it. When he's weak, we argue about it or turn it into a kind of moral question. So each one of the planets are these divine forces within us, not just within us, within everything, in all of creation.